Okay, hopefully this is centered. Hello guys and welcome to another review by me, Lindsay Young. This review we're going to be looking at the next and the only other Fleetwood Mac Deluxe album I have, which is is labelled as the 35th anniversary Super Deluxe edition of Rumours. This came out. It must be 2012. You can pick this up. I imagine this is around the same price as obviously the new deluxe editions. Well, Mirage and Tango in the Night. Tusk is a different story. At the same price, around about £50. But you can get it on Amazon and I think still eBay for around £30, about 27 to £30 now, which is pretty damn good, I think. I actually got this, my ex-girlfriend, I mentioned I wanted to get the expanded version, which is it's kind of like Tusk. If you guys have the expanded version of Tusk, that's technically what I have. I'll review that at some other point. It was a 3D set that came with the studio album, the live on tour, and a few outtakes. And then she actually bought me the entire Super Deluxe edition, which was really nice of her. This is the first deluxe edition I have, and it's amazing, really. I would suggest getting this definitely for this price, but what does it include on it? Well, let's just take it. Obviously, the outside of the box is the Rumours cover that we are going to be familiar with. So, obviously, it's got Mick Fleetwood and Stevie Nicks, and it's a very plain cover. But it's universal. Rumours, bit of trivia, is the 8th best-selling album of all time. It's sold, I think, around about 40 million copies, so not bad. So this is the back. The back is very much like all the other deluxe editions we got in the way that it's kind of this loose paper, which I'm not really a fan of. It's when I got it, I thought it was gonna be stuck down, but essentially it's been taped to the back, so I'm not entirely sure if you're meant to take that off. Because on the back is just nothing but the picture and just not the track listing. So I don't really know, but essentially we get the studio album in disc with Silver Springs, because if you're unfamiliar, Stevie Nicks really wanted Silver Springs to be on the album Rumours, but due to running time they couldn't. Stevie Nicks got told in a parking lot, I think around the back of the recording studio, that they wouldn't be able to put Silver Springs in, and Stevie got very annoyed. However, she sort of managed to settle for having I Don't Want to Know because it was slightly less time. I really like Silver Springs. I personally prefer I Don't Want to Know, but the disc version does come with Silver Springs. Disc 2 is the live 1977 Rumours World Tour, which has the intro, Monday Morning, from the 75 album Fleetwood Mac, Dreams, Don't Stop, The Chain, Oh Daddy, Rhiannon from Fleetwood Mac, Never Going Back Again, Gold Dust Woman, World Turning from Fleetwood Mac, Go Your Own Way, and Songbird. Annoys me, I Don't Want to Know is on here. I know it's technically probably what you'd call the filler of the album, but even so. Disc 3 is what's dubbed the Rosebud Film. It is a 1977 documentary film created to promote the European leg of the Rumours tour. It includes the behind-the-scenes interviews, rehearsal footage, and live performances of, and that's got a few songs: World Turning, Rhiannon, Say You Love Me, Go Your Own Way, You Make Loving Fun, and I'm So Afraid. Not a huge fan of the film, I'll get to that in a minute though. Disc 4 is more from the recording sessions, but again, I'll go into that when we actually review that. Disc 5 is more recording sessions, even though it's put after the disc that's actually called more from the recording sessions. Roughs and outtakes, and then obviously we have the vinyl LP. So this is the first of the deluxe editions that came out. But let's take a look. So yeah, this came out in 1977. So it's set up very much how all the other deluxe versions were. Of course, this being the first, we get. Let me just put this here. We get the sort of booklet, I guess, the folder where the CDs and the vinyl is kept. So if we just open this up. And here's inside. It's beautiful, honestly. Tango in the Night, I very much liked how they did it with the sort of glossy jungle background, but with this one we get just pictures of all the band members, and we all know that Fleetwood Mac are a band that they have fun together, and they really have a lot of laughs. There's a lot of fun interviews and stuff online, but a lot of these pictures just captures as well how kooky they are. I think is definitely the word. Again, set up, because this is the first of the deluxe editions, set up like all the future ones were, little cut-out envelopes. So the first one here, what we get is the studio album. This is just the remastered version of Rumours. So we all know that. Secondhand News, Dreams, Never Going Back Again, Don't Stop, Go Your Own Way, Songbird, The Chain, You Make Loving Fun, I Don't Want to Know, Oh Daddy, Gold Dust Woman. And then we have Silver Springs here. Usually it's only 11 tracks, ending with Gold Dust Woman. I like the fact they added Silver Springs. I think that's quite good. Although it technically wasn't on the original album, it should still be classed as a Rumours track. But if you don't want to listen to it, then just don't listen to it. Pretty much, that's just cut it off after it gets to Gold Dust Woman. So, yeah, just normal slip covers. The actual CD just has the cover on it. So I'll just show you that there. It just says Disc 1. The remaster is a good remaster. I think it's more noticeable than at least Tango the Night. I know I'm comparing it to Tango the Night a lot, but, it's the only other deluxe version I have. But, yeah, it's a very good remaster. You can just tell all the different instruments apart more easily, and I just really like it. I don't actually have it on normal CD, so this is what I listen to when I want to listen to Rumours, and it's very good, especially the ending of Gold Dust Woman, where Stevie does a lot of that weird chanting / screaming. You can just pick the instruments out better. It's louder. The bass comes through a lot more. The Chain is absolutely brilliant on it. So that's the first disc. That's probably what you'd call the least exciting, I suppose. The second one is Live. This, of course, is one of the CDs you get if you got the expanded edition. It's Fleetwood Mac Live 1977 Rumours World Tour. On the front, we have a lovely picture. I'm not entirely sure if you can see it, to be honest, of Lindsay and the rest of the band on stage. And on the back, we do get, I've already listed them, all 12 tracks, all selections, of course, recorded live, which I would have thought was quite obvious. And then the actual disc is, again, a more close-up. It just shows just how much, how large their audience was and how big Fleetwood Mac were at the time. So, what do I think of this track? I think it's a good this disc. I think it's a good disc. I actually really like listening to Fleetwood Mac live because a lot of bands, as they probably should, play all their songs like they do in the studio album, as they were, which makes sense, it's what made them popular. But Fleetwood Mac, when they're live, they just turn things up a notch. Lindsay goes wild, and he still does even back here. He's more reined in, obviously, he was still coming out of a show with Fleetwood Mac, but, when they're live, they're amazing to listen to, so I like to listen to the live stuff as much as the studio stuff. Disc 3, what I would really only call the actual disc technically, is the Rosebud Film by Michael Collins. They kind of portray it as a really long documentary. It's only about 30 minutes from what I can remember. So it's still good, obviously. It comes with obviously live of World Turning, Rhiannon, Say Love Me, Go Your Own Way, You Make Loving Fun, and I'm So Afraid. It does come with a little bit of behind-the-scenes interviews and rehearsal footage, but really not that much. They kind of oversell it, I reckon. I watched it once. I thought it was quite good. It's not the type of thing I'd really watch again, but it's more stuff they've added, and I'm not annoyed. It's. I think they possibly could have had like a DVD maybe of the tour, would have been quite nice, but they still added this, and I'm quite happy with it. So. It's just extra stuff, and especially if you get it at £30, if at this price currently, then it might even be cheaper, I don't know. Then we have, this is actually technically disc 4, it's called More from the recording sessions. It's got a lovely picture again of all the band there behind the scenes. And on the back we get Secondhand News, Early Take, Dreams, Take 2, Never Going Back Again, Acoustic Duet, which has got Stevie and Lindsay. Go Your Own Way, Early Take, Songbird, Demo, Songbird, Instrumental, Take 10, it's a bit specific, I Don't Want to Know, early take. Keep Me There, instrumental. I'll talk a bit about Keep Me There in a minute. The Chain demo, Keep Me There with vocal. Gold Dust Woman, early take. Oh Daddy, early take. Silver Springs, early take. Planets of the Universe, which will later become a Stevie song in Belladonna, possibly. I can't remember. Someone will have to correct me on that. Doesn't Anything Last, acoustic duet with Lindsay and Stevie. And Never Going Back Again, instrumental. So we get a lot on this. I mean, we got a lot of behind the scenes stuff, especially a lot of stuff from the studio album, you know. Secondhand News, Dreams, Never Going Back Again, Go Your Own Way, Songbird, I Don't Want to Know, The Chain, you know, Gold Dust Woman, Oh Daddy, which is usually one of the filler from the album. It's really nice getting to this, see the early takes, you know, it's taken form. It's really interesting, actually. I do listen to a lot of this stuff, even though I've listened to it already. Keep Me There was a song by Chrissy McVie, and, well, you might know The Chain, obviously you know The Chain. The Chain demo actually sounds very little like the actual finished version of The Chain, because the finished version of The Chain was, of course, a mishmash of a lot of stuff. It had the opening of, I believe, Lola, or something like that. It was a song on the Buckingham Nicks album, and the actual, you know, iconic bass line, you know, the boom, that is actually from Keep Me There. So it's one of the only songs of Fleetwood Mac. Of course, it's credited to all of them. And I mean, The Chain is just an expert song. You know, it's brilliant. There's nothing wrong with it. So this is a really, really, I like this CD a lot because there's a lot of stuff on here. And being able to see an album such as Rumours take shape it's just really interesting. And it's just really refreshing to see, you know, early takes and that and stuff that they've clearly actually tried their hardest to pull from the studio. And then the last CD we have here is Fleetwood Mac Recording Sessions, Roughs and Outtakes, which features Secondhand News, Dreams, Brushes, and then in brackets Never Going Back Again, Don't Stop, Go Your Own Way, Songbird, Silver Springs, You Make Loving Fun, Gold Dust Woman number 1, Oh Daddy, Think About It. So that's presumably when they're recording it, different takes, I presume. Early demos is Never Going Back Again, Planets of the Universe, Butter Cookie, and then brackets Keep Me There, Gold Dust Woman, and then Doesn't Anything Last, and then Jam Sessions is Mike or Mick the Screecher and Four Duster in brackets The Blues. So the jam stuff is nice. That was on the Mirage, for example. Blue Monday was on the Mirage, like in terms of jamming sessions. And there's some stuff on the Fleetwood Mac Deluxe edition of the 1975 eponymous album that's also got jam sessions. It's really interesting to see that, and you get a lot on this. You get 18 tracks, so that's a lot. And again, it's just really interesting for any album, but especially an album as big as this, to see it, you know, when it's taken form, its evolution, if you will. So there you are. That's the 4th CD, the 5th disc. I mean, you just get a lot with this album. You know, you really there's nothing on here that, you know, that I didn't see that I wanted to see. The Rosebud Film possibly could have been replaced with some footage from the tour or something else, but, you know, it's still really good. And then obviously in the inside cover is it's not going to want to come out of it. Hang on a minute. Bear with me here. Here it is. Of course, we get the vinyl Rumours. Again, 180 gram pressing for all you audiophiles out there. And in case you're wondering, yes, it does in fact come with the palm tree cover that was on the original album. So, yeah, especially if you're an audiophile, that's always good. I would get out of its press, of its sleeve, but then I have to put it back in again. But yep, this, of course, the vinyl does not come with Silver Springs. So if you do care about, you know, is it as true to the original audio as it is? You know, don't worry, it is. It ends with Gold Dust Woman. So that is the actual CD and vinyl part. We get a lot with it. I don't think there's anything that they missed. I don't think anything that should have been on there that wasn't. I mean, I sent you guys for free, so, you know, I don't really, anything I got was profit. And here we have the booklet, of course. We still get the booklet with it. And basically, on here, we have this has a larger booklet than there was in Tango and the Night, because this actually comes with it's like an interview with Stevie Nicks and Lindsey Buckingham for every single song. So I mean, we get pictures like this again, you know, with pictures like that. It's worth it, in my opinion, such high quality from the Rumours photo shoot. Obviously, detail about the band at this point and the album at this point. I mean, I just love this picture. I just love it. Everything about it just shows how big Fleetwood Mac were, even in 1977. You know, this is their almost, I guess you'd call it their peak. And then here it is. This is Rumours song by song. It comes with Stevie and Lindsey for every single song. They talk about it. Every single track on Rumours, not just the singles, not just the big hits, every single one, which I think is absolutely brilliant. You get pictures all the way through. And yep, in case you're wondering, we get lyrics. From Secondhand News all the way to Gold Dust Woman. So, I actually looked for this booklet more. I probably will look for this booklet more than Tango and the Night. I've heard that Mirage doesn't have a lot in the booklet either, but you know, this does. So this is a lot in it. So allow me to just put back everything within its lovely durable case there. And that was Fleetwood Mac Rumours, the deluxe version. What are my final views on it? My final views on it is that it's an absolutely brilliant piece of music, Rumours. As we all know, it's a classic, really. And there's no, you know, in terms of albums, they just don't make them like these anymore. And when I call it my favourite Fleetwood Mac album, no, as you guys know by now, that goes to Tango and the Night. But it's just a classic. Every song on there is a listen. Whenever I listen to it, I never skip a single song, and that's a sign of a brilliant album. That is why it's 8th best selling. Probably should be bigger in my opinion. You know, if you were to ask me on an album where, you know, there's just hit after hit after hit, you know, this has got to be up there. But yeah, you can guess about £30 now from eBay. You can get the smaller expanded edition. I would actually get this version. You do. Yeah. There's the DVD, which is a bit meh, but you also get a lot more in terms of recording, and I believe it's the disc that you don't get any expanded that has like the 18 or so tracks on them. And yeah, I just think it's perfect. Everything about it, you know, I just think it's an amazing piece of artistry, and I think that it's definitely worth a buy. So hopefully that helped anyone who's thinking of buying this, and see you next time. Lindsey Young out.